Green eggs and ham make their return, and Tara Cox is serving that story up, plus a whole bunch of state champions. Let's go inside Vancouver Public Schools. Live it up, live it up, live it up, live it up. Hi everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Nick Voll. This episode is all about winning in sports and in life, as you'll see in just a bit. But first, let's do our top three. These are our favorite posts from social media. Number 3 is a shout out to our friends in the Evergreen School District. Voters on the east side of town passed the district's bond measure, which will mean new and improved school facilities for children. In just a couple of minutes, we'll have the latest on projects underway on our side of town thanks to the bond measure that VPS voters passed last year. Our number 2 comes from Travis Campbell. His son competed in the Math is Cool competition at Skyview High School. Math is Cool is an event that lets elementary kids duke it out to see who has the best math skills. It's an extracurricular activity that builds excitement around learning math, and it also builds teamwork. And our number 1 comes from Principal Janelle Ephraim, who congratulates Vancouver teachers who just became nationally board certified. A whopping 27 teachers did it this year, the largest group in district history. Getting certified is an extremely tough process and marks these teachers as some of the best in the nation. The district now has 104 of them working in its schools. For elementary students, it is the best time of year. Green eggs and ham is finally here. It's a morning of books and breakfast, crazy hats and striped socks, and here with more is our own Tara Cox. Tara?
Thanks, Nick. The annual Dr. Seuss themed event stops by every elementary school in Vancouver, serving up green eggs and ham to first graders and their families. Today, we stopped by King Elementary to check it out. It's always a popular morning with a packed house at schools. Students try out the food, some more eagerly than others. Everybody also gets a free book and Dr. Seuss themed hats. We spoke to some families about what they like about the event and about what they're reading. Did you try the green eggs?
Yes.
Yeah? And do you eat green eggs normally?
No.
No. What was your favorite part about breakfast this morning?
Green eggs and ham.
Did you actually eat the green eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they taste like?
Regular eggs.
Do you think reading's important?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because it helps you learn and get better.
Do you think reading's important?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you get smarter.
This is a huge event put on with cooperation from the Foundation for Vancouver Public Schools, Beaches Restaurant, and Riverview Community Bank. The team from Beaches buys all the food and serves it all week long. They race from school to school, usually serving 4 or 5 schools every day this week. This event could not have been pulled off without the work of Carla Feltz and the team of Family Community Resource Center coordinators at more than a dozen schools. Dr. Seuss's birthday is March 2nd, and the event is always timed to line up with that day in honor of the children's author. Nick, back to you.
Thanks, Tara. Time now for a Re-Schools update, the latest on construction projects paid for with your bond dollars. Now, the plans for a new Truman Elementary School are moving forward. The school is working with Bassetti Architects, and the public will soon have a chance to see the current plans. There's an open house coming up on March 20th at 6:30. Not only will you see design concepts, architects, school leaders, and district planners will be on hand to answer questions and take your feedback. We are getting a look at possible design for the new iTech Prep building. Check out this simulation from LSW Architects showing a commons room that also serves as a performance and film space. iTech Prep breaks ground later this year on the WSU Vancouver campus. And while we're at it, check out another LSW animation of the exterior of the conjoined McLaughlin Middle School and Marshall Elementary School campuses. The schools there will share a common space in the middle while preserving 2 distinct buildings of their own. It's also set to begin construction later this year. Now, here's a view of the courtyard at Ogden Elementary. We can't guarantee there will be that many butterflies there, as you saw, but it's going to be a beautiful space for kids to learn in and for families to enjoy during special events. Ogden is the first elementary scheduled for replacement. To get the latest on all of the district's bond-related projects, check out the website, vansd.org/reschools. You can see what's happened so far and the timeline for future projects. The winter sports season is now pretty much wrapped up, and for several local athletes, it ended with state championships. One of those athletes, Josh Bottleberg of Columbia River, ended his high school career as one of the most successful swimmers in school history. It's kind of a family tradition.
Makes the turn, and he is blazing.
Columbia River senior Josh Bottleberg loves to swim.
It's a really unique sport. It's something different because you know what you're going to do before you do it, and it's just a matter of doing it.
He approaches swimming like he approaches his schoolwork, seriously and methodically.
You have the entire season to perfect the same turns, the same length, the same stroke count and everything, and something about just kind of perfecting that and doing the best I can do it captivates me.
At the state swim meet, Josh did what he always does, win. With individual championships in the 200-meter freestyle and the 100-meter breaststroke, plus a team title in the 200-meter freestyle relay, Josh finished his career with a total of 7 state titles. His team finished 5th overall. That success not only puts him among the best in Columbia River high school history, it also puts him among the best in his family. His sisters, Jessica and Monica, were also multiple state champions during their time at River. Josh's coach, Alyssa Manlow, used to swim alongside the Bottleberg family.
They're passionate about what they do, so it's kind of neat that the whole family has been so successful, but not surprising.
Both sisters swam collegiately at Boise State. In the fall, Josh will be swimming at Notre Dame.
I am super excited to go to Notre Dame. I mean, it's the next step, and I'm ready to move on in my career in both my athletics and in my academics.
He says he doesn't really think about his legacy, but others can see it when he's working with his younger teammates.
He's always boosting everybody up, telling everybody just to be confident, swim how you trained, and just seeing his success is really great for other people's because we all put in the work. He's getting success, and we know our turn's next.
The older guys, like Rob and Josh, bring them in and kind of pass on their knowledge or their drive. I'm excited about that in the coming years.
The future of river swimming is bright, so too is Josh's. And he's modest about it, but Josh knows that he did something pretty special with his high school career.
I am proud of it. I'm proud to represent my community and my school, and that's really what it's about for me.
In a minute 40.13, we have a new state champion.
With his times, Josh qualified for All-American consideration. He also earned his 2nd consecutive State Swimmer of the Year honor. Josh also competes on the national stage, and his long-term goal is to finish in the top 8 qualifiers for the 2020 Olympics. Now in that story, you heard from Josh's teammate, Rob Mead, who was no slouch himself. He finished 2nd in the 100-meter freestyle and 3rd in the 100-meter backstroke.
The hard work that I put in, it got me there. And we're the top people in the state. It's just a great feeling to know that what you put in, you got out.
Rob's plans include the Air Force, and he hopes to get into the Air Force Academy and swim collegiately. 2 wrestlers from Vancouver earned state championships, and both of them made history while they were doing it. On the girls' side, Allison Blaine of Hudson's Bay is the first girls wrestling champ in school history. Making history doesn't happen overnight. Allison has been wrestling since she was about 5 when she saw her older brother competing. She's worked hard on the mat ever since, and it culminated at the Tacoma Dome with a state title in the 135-pound weight class.
When I'm wrestling, I'm kind of in the moment, but as soon as I got my hand raised, it was the best feeling ever. Just to see my family and everybody in the stands cheering for me, my coaches in my corner was great. It was one of the best feelings ever.
Allison is just a sophomore, so she has 2 more opportunities to win titles. She's also going to nationals this summer in Fargo, North Dakota. Now, on the boys' side of things, Jackson McKinney also made history. He's the first male wrestler to win a title from Skyview High School. In the Tacoma Dome, Jackson won a championship at 195 pounds. The title was his driving motivation this season. He lost twice to a local rival earlier this year, which he says gave him humility. That's something he appreciates. See, Jackson only began wrestling 4 years ago as a freshman.
I think what it did was it taught me how to fail and overcome, taught me how to get over the hump, and I don't know, I think it just taught me how to go through my life, how to deal with situations, nothing's too hard, and there's, you can accomplish anything you want, obviously, wrestling as a freshman and winning state as a senior.
Jackson will be wrestling and studying at Oregon State next season. He's not 100% sure what he'll major in, but he's thinking about construction sciences. Our local girls bowling teams had a great showing at the state level. Hudson's Bay finished second in state at the 3A level, led by Reagan Laurie, who also took second as an individual. At the 2A level, Columbia River finished second as well. And at the 4A level, Skyview finished sixth. And we can't forget Fort Vancouver, who missed qualifying for state by just a few pins. Congratulations to all of those young ladies. The winter season is not quite over. Both Skyview and Columbia River boys basketball teams are playing in the state tournament tonight. A single loss will end their seasons, so make sure you keep your eyes on the scores and root for our guys. It's not sports, but students at Lakeshore Elementary have a big win on their hands. They've raised a massive amount of money to fight cancer. The students' goal was $750, but at the end of their school-wide fundraiser, they had collected a whopping $6,174. All of that happened in just 11 days. The money will go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. A kindergarten teacher, Megan Knuth, organized the event. She herself is a lymphoma survivor. Great job to all the kids out there at Lakeshore. Now, students at Roosevelt Elementary watched a dance performance that was also tied into what they've been learning in class. The Rejoice Diaspora Dance Theater graced the stage at Roosevelt, performing African and African American dances for the students. The kids have been learning 4 styles in class: West African, Brazilian capoeira, American step, and hip hop. Not only are they learning the steps, they're learning the history behind them as part of Black History Month.
I like history and learning about the past of dance, what it used to be like. Well, my favorite one is probably the Jinga. It's a form of martial arts that the African American slaves would do, and they would say it's dancing, but they're actually training so they could escape.
During the performance, kids not only watched but participated. Students across Vancouver have access to art and dance classes as part of a core component of their education. Hey, time now for the big picture, our favorite image from social media, and this time it goes to the city of Vancouver. Look at that beautiful snow on Esther Short Park there. Of course, we lost a day of school last week due to the snow, and they say we might see it one more time, so you can always find out about cancellations about snow days on the district website, also on our social media accounts, or by subscribing to flashalert.net. Let's take a look at what's happening across the district, and this is a big one for high school juniors. You can take the SAT for free next week. The SAT, of course, is an admissions test for college. On March 7th, juniors will be registered to take it during the school day. If you have questions, ask your high school counselor. Again, this is free, and there are links on the district's website to study materials. And that is it for us. Thanks to Tara Cox and Ian Southworth, our director. Good luck to the Skyview and Columbia River boys basketball teams, and thanks to you for watching. I'm Nick Voll. We'll see you next time.